The Memphis Grizzlies select Marcus Sasser from the University of Houston.
Marcus Sasser straight to Boston Celtics now. Yes!
Marcus Sasser, the 2023 consensus first team All-American, the first Cougar to do
Marcus
that.
Sasser straight to Boston Celtics now.
Once again, this pick on its way now, once again, to Detroit, Jay.
Well, he fits well in the Motor City because Marcus Sasser is a three-level scorer that is a fighter. I mean, he plays hard. He's got an attack mentality. He can shoot it good off the dribble, a capable passer, and he's a really good defender, especially on the ball. Opposing players in isolation shot just 30% when Marcus Sasser was guarding him. You see Kelvin Sampson, Jarris Walker, Quantas White, they are very happy to see, their leader, the leader of the Houston Cougars, took them to a Final Four, had them #1 ranked last year. Marcus Sasser is a winner, and he'll fit in really well in Detroit with his work ethic.
Yeah, 17 points per game, just under 2 steals per game. He shot at a high percentage. I mean, made threes. He can bring a lot to this Detroit team. Detroit needs a strong wing defender, someone that can knock down shots. A 3-and-D. We talk about that a lot. That's just the nature of the NBA. He's going to bring that.
Well, take a step back, JJ, because this pick has moved a couple of times. It was Memphis. It was their logo was shown that was picking, and first it was for Boston, then it was for Detroit. We haven't had a chance to talk yet about the move that the Memphis Grizzlies made, acquiring Marcus Smart. What do you think about this?
Well, I look at it two ways. First of all, if they've said we're not bringing back Dylan Brooks under any circumstances, so you're filling that need as a on-ball defender. Marcus Smart, Defensive Player of the Year. They now have the last two, along with him and Jaren Jackson Jr. You also have someone who can play point guard. John Morant will miss the first 25 games of the season, and then they could start a lineup with Marcus Smart, Desmond Bane, John Morant. I love the move for Memphis. I also love the move for Boston. To turn Marcus Smart, who has been part of that identity and culture for so long in Boston, into Kristaps Porzingis, 2 first-round picks. Obviously, one now going to Detroit. But it was a great move for both teams, in my opinion.
Yeah, you can see the tenacity that Marcus Smart brings. He's been, you mentioned, the part of the fabric, really, of Boston for so long, the heart and soul of what they do. But you can just see him fitting so seamlessly in with Memphis. You mentioned John Morant. Many thought that Tyus Jones, right, would be the leader for them with John Morant out at least 25 games for the start of the season. How do you see that holding forward?
That's the big question mark, I think. And look, Tyus Jones is a starter in the NBA. And if you look over the last 2 seasons, every time John Morant has been out of the lineup, Tyus Jones' production has gone up. His efficiency has stayed the same, meaning there's no drop off in efficiency, assist to turnover ratio, all of that stuff. That's a void that they're going to have to fill in some way because Tyus Jones was so good for these Memphis Grizzlies.
Yeah, I want to check in with our senior NBA insider, Adrian Wojnarowski, on this trade if we could, because it really did. It sent shockwaves through the NBA. Woj, what more can you tell us?
Well, again, ask me which trade again. I'm sorry, I was just texting with a GM.
All right, this is what you do, Woj. This is your net. We were discussing the Memphis Grizzlies acquiring Marcus Smart. How did that come to fruition?
Malika, once Boston's 3-way deal with the Los Angeles Clippers and Wizards fell apart, they were going to send Malcolm Brogdon to LA. They re-engaged quickly late last night with the Memphis Grizzlies, who have been in pursuit of Marcus Smart for years. And 2 first-round picks got that deal done with Memphis. It's interesting, the Grizzlies, they wanted certainly that toughness and leadership and playoff experience that Marcus Smart is going to bring to them. 2010, they traded for another tough-minded guard who was 29 years old, who had played his college basketball at Oklahoma State, like Marcus Smart. His name was Tony Allen. He had a great run with a grit and grind Memphis team. But this is a team that needs a point guard to certainly take the place of John Morant for those first 25 games. But they imagined Smart and Morant together. This was a player that, again, the Grizzlies had been in pursuit of for multiple seasons. they finally got him late last night.
Woj, thank you so much. We'll let you go back to that reporting that you were doing. Woj is also reporting to the Pacers. They're keeping the number 26 pick that is up right now. They're eyeing a mid-major riser on the boards, Andrea. That is what our Adrian Wojnarowski is reporting. The Indiana Pacers,
riser.
a mid-major riser. Then you have, of course, Tyrese Halliburton, the star of that team.
Well, if you remember when Tyrese Halliburton was drafted, we thought he was a steal going as.
Hello, everyone. It's always great to be back in my hometown of Brooklyn, New York. Thank you for joining us for the second round of the draft as we continue to welcome these young men into the NBA family. I have a trade to announce. As part of a deal to be finalized later, the Sacramento Kings are trading to the Dallas Mavericks the draft rights to Olivier Maxence Prosper, the 24th pick. With the 31st pick in the 2023 NBA Draft, the Detroit Pistons select James Nagy from Montpellier.
Cheers, Najee. Yeah, trade Boston Celtics.
Is actually heading to Boston, Detroit, with the first pick of the second round. I love when young men stick around.
Let's love it, young man.
To be called, even if they're not invited to the green room. And James Nagy's story is pretty incredible. His career was sparked by a Facebook highlight reel that his mom created. He picked basketball up in 2016. That reel was created in 2018 after a Giants of Africa camp. And Jonathan Givony has described him as one of the most impressive players in the game from a physical perspective here, Jim.
He's only 18 years old. He's got a 7'5" wingspan. Yeah, he's an intimidating shot blocker.
18 years old, Boston Celtics now. Athlete Nigeria.